Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the dark hour, quiet hour. The best way to introduce it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the episode of The Spot. Another one, of course. I'm your host, Easy Yon, and of course, we have the other co-host here.
Yo, this is not mighty young, yo.
Of course, little delays, technical issues, stuff happened. I accidentally crashed a plane and had to go to court for it. So at this moment, I wasn't able to record and upload, but we got this here for you. BMF discussion season three. It was episode three, right? Yeah, episode three. We started out with episode two, so you should be caught up by now at least. Meet and the plug have all linked up. Um, I mean, now it's down to business. We know Detective Brian's also working as he's off the force, right? So he ain't a dirty cop. He's just
He's off. He's on suspension, pending suspension right now because of because the gun.
the gun that his son used to kill a bully, and now he has to work dirty as a cop, dirty cop, to get money for a lawyer, for his son. So unfortunately, we're at that point for him. Wish him the best of luck, of course, in his situation. But moving on, of course, episode three. That was
Whew.
just it started out with Meech getting robbed, right? Essentially. His place just, you know, it was broken into, right? It was broken into, just didn't have just missing stuff, obviously. Money, drugs,
Yeah,
etc.
I believe his house got robbed. Stacks was in the house while it was getting robbed. I believe it was by the MKs.
Did he get
Yeah, I
shot?
believe it was.
Yeah.
I don't think he got shot,
He was
but I
grabbing
believe.
he was looking, he's like, he's just
Yeah,
kind of
because
like,
he got robbed. That's why.
oh, I thought he was just grabbing up, help him like he was in pain. I was like, did you get shot, bro? Gotta rewatch that part. But no, yeah, they got robbed, and essentially, they're out at the club. Greeny, they link up with him and they're talking about the next moves, but Greeny kind of asks him kind of sus, like, yo, got any more money for me to wash, man? Like we making a lot of money. Let's do this together constantly, And it's like, all right, bro, you're really gonna ask him coincidentally after Meat just got hit? Seriously? You know what I
And
mean? The time
while Meech is also talking to Angel too, let's not forget Greeny is also jealous of Meech
possessive, the club
and
owner.
his girlfriend. Yeah,
No, he's trying to control that, and he gets introduced to Jack the Rapper somewhat in the sense of like this is giving that Meech the idea to expand into that legitimate scene as well. Um, and yeah, so now it's kind of watch out for Greeny, honestly, bro. It's he's definitely gonna be targeted seriously going forward. We'll discuss that near the end as well, but yeah, it's just that kind of thing. And Terry. Still dealing with that Marquisha stuff, but he's not a simp. You know what I mean? He ain't a simp. We gotta be happy for
yeah.
him.
He's dealing with this little baby mama drama, with Markeisha
Like
and
everybody's
Wanda.
like,
You know,
he's like, I got shit to do. Then he hangs up on her.
yeah. And then,
But
well, that's not his fault because remember last episode she played him off to the left.
yeah, exactly. He even made mentions like, yeah, yo, I bought you all this and that. So what's going on, And now in this episode, she suddenly wants to talk to him. Like, no, bro, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, bro, and I know you noticed that that's been a pattern with her since season two. Like whenever Terry would try to get close to Markeisha, she would always like treat him like he's a little like stepchild. Like, oh yeah, you don't understand this. This is grown people business. It just doesn't make sense. Like, if you love him, you say you want to be with him, but you treat him like he's 10 years, you treat him like he's 10 years old.
No, definitely. It's like that Katy Perry song, you're hot and you're cold. Yes, then you're no. In, then you're out. And up and you're down. I can't remember. But no, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like Terry and Markeisha are gonna resolve their issue, I hope, by the end of the season. She's kind of getting annoying at this point,
No,
at least for
definitely.
Terry. But yeah, then we link back up to Stax's, well, not Stax's place, sorry, what was it, the studio? I forgot his name. the guy who owns whose crib is it anyway. Um,
You talking about the studio, the one that owns the studio?
yeah, yeah.
I believe that's what's his name's homie. What's his name from Detroit? The one with the
We'll
PA
get
boys.
we'll get to that name in a bit, or hopefully later. We'll see if we can get that. But essentially, though, they're all just talking about the lick that just got hit on them, and everyone's down except Stacks because Mitch is like, "Yo, I got you on bread, taking care of you all. Don't worry about it." Also, we see little baby in the scene. Shout out little baby. Um, and then Stacks is like, "Nah, fuck that. We gotta rush these people." Like he's telling Mitch, like, "Yo, we gotta go get these people who robbed us." You know what I mean? And when Meech says he's selling his Rolex, taking care of his team, doing all this and that, and they plan to hit up Jack the Rapper, et cetera, et cetera, like Stacks doesn't like that. You know what I mean? He's definitely trying to set up Meech. And you said this last episode, he's definitely been trying to set up Meech this whole time.
Yeah, it looks like he's been moving shady this whole time, especially with how the way he got robbed. I feel like that could have been planned, you know? Maybe Stacks planned that with whoever robbed Meech, the MKs or whatever. It could
Nah,
have just all
staging the
been a
whole
plot.
robbery. Yeah, it's staging
Yeah,
the whole robbery exactly, and it's not that hard to do. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I thought Stacks got shot in the beginning, so it was initially hard. But I mean, if I rewatch that, we'll see how that goes going forward. But yeah, that feud is definitely building up between Stacks and Meech right now. In a small sense, where Stacks is questioning Meech's quote unquote leadership. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to get into that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stacks is he's also quote unquote jealous, like what we said earlier, especially since Meech coming from Detroit and then setting up shop in Atlanta. He's been rubbing a lot of people the wrong way from the way he's been, from the way he's been getting all this love. It's been a scary sight to see, and it's not going to get any better for his competition or his allies for sure.
And then going forward, we basically kind of fast forward straight into it, where Detective Brian's meeting Henrietta. Um, and Detective Brian's basically just straight to business, talking about what's going on, what's the plan, what's the move, et cetera, et cetera. Henrietta is kind of sus about it, but she's basically like, hey, yo, just because my father vouched for you doesn't mean you're all cool. You know what I mean? With my organization. So, like, I'm still running this thing, that kind of thing. And, Brian lays down a law. He says, that's cool. You can run your shit how you want to run your shit, but I'm here for my son. That's all it is. Let's do what you got to do. And their first mission was something about escorting a shipment and basically like Brian just suggesting like types of vehicles you want to use to lay low from the police because obviously he's got that police expertise in terms of like just knowing what the hell is going on out in the roads. You know what I mean? What police want or what they would pull over most likely.
His experience was definitely warranted, and it was definitely needed for what was supposed to go down during that job.
No, he's definitely like. I mean, that's the thing about having a cop on your team too. Off the like, if he's like not if he's suspended or not, really, like they have the knowledge. They know they've been on the inside, so they know how to apply it to the outside. You know what I mean? So just kind of putting them together, now they have the leverage and sense where Henrietta is able to kind of use Detective Brian and kind of use his police skills. Um, and then like I remember I can't remember what the scene was, but a what's her name again? The Asian detective.
You talking about Jin, Detective Jin?
Is it Jin? Detective Jin?
Yeah,
Okay,
you talking
her.
about the Brian's partner?
Yeah, yeah, ex-partner, I guess you could say. But
Yeah,
basically
Detective Jin.
her current partner, which I forget her name as well, which I feel kind of bad. She's a lovely black woman. She talks about something about a time of ODing, and that's when she saw the light and she's not worried about death at this point because she knows what it's like, that kind of thing. And it's kind of heart to heart, right? It was very heart to heart. But then I don't know about you, but when Detective Jin just suddenly said like my sister was beat to death, did you feel like a sudden darkness? something just awkwardly just in the air. It's like that kind of is very dark to just say. I just felt in the moment it didn't need to be said.
I mean, it just demonstrates the hurt that she went through when she was young. Having this family member getting beat up like that, I'm sure scarred her for a long time, which is one of the reasons why she became law enforcement in the first place. From what I could remember her telling Bryant back in season 2. So whatever happened to her siblings is a big is plays it's definitely playing a big part of why she is and why she's moving the way she is in law enforcement. And by the way, I believe the detective you're talking about is Amberson, right?
Ampersand?
Yeah, isn't that her dad's last name too, or whatever? Doesn't she have like family in the force, the Ambersons?
Not that I would recall. I think it's just important with all these other shows that we said before. Like you really got to pay attention to the cast. Oh man, I gotta
Because I
really confirm.
remember in episode 1 when Detective Jin told her, "Who are you?" She said, "Oh, I am the daughter of Amberson." So that's a big name, I believe, in the police department. So and then she said, "You got fast tracked to detective," and then she said, "I earned my way." So Kobe Amberson, Detective Kobe Amberson, is definitely means she stands on business. And so even though she has a big name, she comes from, a popular family. He wants to she wants to earn. She wants to earn every step of her way.
Yeah, she's trying to go the appropriate steps, not do what's it called, nepotism. Kind of using your family's name or getting treated, equally good on your favor, though. You know what I mean? Like compared to everyone else, you're getting treatment, better treatment.
Exactly, nepotism. That was the word I was looking for. Just seeking counsel just because your family's at the top of the top, the top of the top of the food chain. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. And essentially, so after that whole dark moment I was discussing, which I guess you say relates, I disagree still. Um, they're on the escort run, right? And well, I mean, so basically when they do the escort run, it kind of goes good and bad in the sense that Brian and the other gang member, part of Henrietta's squad, make it out, but they get into an incident with Terry's crew. Two of their members from Terry's crew also run into them. And who was it that saw Brian?
I believe it was Hoop.
Okay, yeah, Hoop, because they had like a mini shootout going forward because two rival gangs, and then Hoop saw Brian and was like, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's kind of just shocked, but at the same time not shocked to get out of the action. Like he got out of there. Detective Jin was shot in the action as well. Detective Amberson, she just kind of didn't she get kind of run off or something like that? Not run off, but she was chasing someone.
Yeah, I believe it was Cuts, and then I think he got arrested. That was the dude that was with Hoop. Remember,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
believe he got caught up.
And Hoop was like, he got caught, he got arrested when he came back to Terry.
Yeah,
But
Terry
yeah,
and Sterling, and Sterling was like because Cuts I believe is one of the PA boys. He's Sterling's crew.
yeah, it's a bad time in a gangster show when the cool people get arrested. But kind of backtracking to Meech, essentially Meech and his dad are out in, Charles, if you guys don't know, is out in he's out in Atlanta. He visits him, and basically Meech is trying to show him this house, this gated community, because he's trying to explain to him like, hey, I need to get this house, get away from all this gang violence, etc., that's going on and all that shit. His dad agrees, right? His dad agrees, but his dad he needs someone with legitimate income, so his dad comes in. But then when Terry obviously, not Terry, when Meech has the money up front ready to pay, he's all good to go. Charles looks at the contract, and when he's about to sign it, he sees that there's false pay stubs, all this stuff that is under Charles's name, and he won't sign it because even though you need to prove legitimate income, which is what was saying like 250K a year, they were saying that. Charles was like, I definitely don't make that. This is fake. And Meech trying to say, yo, the real estate agent's all cool with it. Like, she know I'm paying up front. It's just for paperwork purposes at all. And he ain't about that. What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, no, no, that's it speaks for itself. Charles is an honest character. He goes, he's abide that he goes and lives by the book. He goes by the rules. He's an honest working man. That's what I believe. That's what that scene showed to me because he's not trying to jeopardize his life. He's not trying to put anything on the line. He's not trying to jeopardize his family's future or none of that. He's not trying to take a risk at all, which is smart. He doesn't want to put his family in that position.
No, it's great, of course. And, it's kind of a little building, not tension, but it is brewing up, that issue between Meech and Charles. It's been ongoing since the beginning of the show, really. Charles obviously doesn't approve of Meech and Terry's lifestyle, but over time he's come to respect it, appreciate the work they put in and at least into something. Um, Still not loving them though. And essentially, you know, not much is going on back home, just with Henrietta essentially having to touch base with Brian and, Terry having to kind of, understand that whole dynamic, what just happened, that kind of deal, like after the whole not car crash, but the whole gang, the gang running with each other. What do you call that? They call it a nigga moment.
Well, which
One
one
of
you
those, a
talking
nigga
about
moment.
with you talking about with BMF and like Charles?
No, no, no. Well, I guess went a little off tangent, but no, I'm talking about like when when Brian saw Hoop, etc. That little moment.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I
call
was
it.
talking about when BMF saw Bryant.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm about. I thought you said something else. Yeah, no. When they saw that, do they call that a nigga moment?
I mean, I wouldn't say a nigga moment, but I would say that's when shit got real.
Shit got hot. We'll just say there. But
That was a
essentially, yeah,
moment where, yeah, that was a moment where it got spicy a little bit. It got really
two gangs
spicy.
colliding.
It went up. It went up. It was a little jack, a little robbery. They try to, they try to pull a fast one on, Henry's crew, but it didn't work.
Did not work at all. And then flashback, not flashback, go back to Terry's, time area space, and he's kind of dealing with CPS at the moment. We don't know who called CPS, but it's definitely to do just the CPS agents is very nosy, suspects drugs being used in the house, crimes going on, cigarettes, just the general stuff that I'm not saying are okay, but that you would nitpick. She was nitpicking, you know what I mean? She was saying it all kind of right away, as if she had a general list of what she wanted to say. You know what I mean?
Definitely seemed kind of sketchy. It's like, dang, how are y'all gonna just say some lies about Terry and Lawanda's kid, about them not taking care of the baby? Just a whole bunch of BS, man. Whoever put that out there is petty.
No, Lawanda was already worried as fuck. She was like, "Oh shit, Terry, what the actual? What have you gotten me into again?
Yeah, and Terry's been putting Lawanda through so much since season one.
So much, dude, so much, so much. It's not even a game." And then you go back to Meech's thing, and he's out in Atlanta at his party, right? So what was it? What was it called? It's like a celebration, a festival every year,
Jack
annual.
Jack Jack the Rapper weekend.
Was it Jack the Rapper weekend?
That's what it was. Yes, Jack the Rapper weekend.
I thought it was like a music festival or something like that.
That's what it is. Jack the Rapper weekend. That's what it is. It's a music. It's that's what it is. You just described it.
That's crazy. Okay, I thought it was called something else, but regardless, yeah, no, Charles pulls up there basically, and yeah, Meech is just like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" And Charles is like, he's like, "I'm just here to have fun. If I'm going to be out in Atlanta, I might as well stop by here. This is a historic site. They would have let black folk, celebrate music down back in the day, and it was good for Charles. It was a more historical big time moment for him than it did for Meech."
Yeah, I feel like it was more important for Charles to go there just for historical purposes, but in terms of how they were moving at that time, it was just a hangout for drug dealers to, meet up at and do business.
Network. Yeah.
Network,
Uh,
network. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
they were just trying to network up, and you had all the gangsters, the drug dealers, people trying to spit business to each other. Someone tried to pitch out to St. Louis, I think, or something like that, to Meech, and Meech is like,
Yeah,
I don't really. Why would I try to do that? I don't even know where the place is.
yeah, St. Louis, which is going to be important, I believe, later in the season. He's going to definitely try to expand out there, especially with that character that they showed, Jay Pusha. I believe he's going to come back around so that he can help Meech, move, it's from build that bridge between St. Louis and Atlanta, make more, make more
Yeah,
money.
Meek always. I said Meek. Meech has always been ambitious, really. Like he's always been down to like just get the grind going. You know what I mean, and keep pushing till the money stops, which there'll never be. There's always money to be made, type shit. You know what I mean? That's his mentality.
Yeah, money work never stops. The grind never stops. Keep it
And
going.
I'm gonna highlight briefly over it. It's nothing really too crazy just yet. Um, Dr. Maurice, love of Nicole. Why am I blanking on names today? Nicole, but Nicole's
Me and
love
Lucille.
life back in the day. When she was like, what was it? When they were youth, right? They were kids, not kids,
You
but
talking about
just
Lucille?
young. Huh?
You talking about Lucille?
Did I say Nicole?
You said Nicole.
Okay, we're scratching that. Hold up. Oh my God, that's why did I say? Where did I get Nicole from?
And Nicole's the daughter. You
I don't
mean,
even
yeah,
know if I should edit this out. I should just keep this here just to show how stupid I am. No, but
yeah, but yeah, you mean Lucille?
ba- basically, we forward to Lucille and Dr. Maurice the love feud thing they have kind of between each other. And essentially, he's rizzing her up with some popcorn they had from back in the day. Um, and he gives her a check. We don't see the value of it until the end. Spoiler alert, it's 20K. It's for the church donation, stuff like that. He's trying to buy her love, I think.
Oh man. Oh man. Knowing she's married, not even knowing about the separation or the oncoming divorce, and he gives her a check for $20,000. I believe that is disrespectful. If I were Lucille, I would have been flabbergasted. Like, wow. Like, who does this nigga think I am? Even though I'm going through it with Charles, I would be so confused. Like, wow. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, yeah, I know we had a thing, we had a fling, but it's like 20 bands? 20 bands worth?
Like 20 bands is all of a sudden. It's like, huh, okay, cool. Uh, I mean, Lucille should have just taken it, and she did, but she was hesitant. I think, damn. Then basically forward down to Charles essentially, and he's like not trying to, but he speaks to like this. Was he Miami dude? Haitian? Was he Haitian? They got the blue suit. He's speaking with him just for a
Yeah,
bit.
Haitian. He's a
Yeah,
Miami. He's a Miami King. Yes, Haitian.
yeah. Basically, it was just him and
That
Charles.
actually his name is Glock, by the way.
Spoiler alert for the future speaking, but yeah, going forward, yeah, that is Glock. Basically, Meech
Oh,
just smoking a blunt. He's just chilling in the corner. Um, and then just chilling. And oh, sorry, my phone just went off all of a sudden here.
what do you mean spoiler alert?
No, no, it's not a spoiler. I mean, he found out he was Glock later.
Right there, he did.
Not Meech. No, who? Charles?
Right when he went to Meech.
No, no, but I said Charles when Charles and Glock talking.
No, 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 no. I mean, he didn't even know anything about it there, of course. But I'm talking about when he went over to Meech.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Continue.
No, you good. That's what I was saying. I was just saying that when Charles and Glock were talking, remember Glock's identity wasn't revealed then.
Yeah, that's true. When they were talking initially by themselves about the art.
That's what I was just saying. Spoiler for future part of this video.
Oh, okay. The next few seconds. Okay, say less. Say less.
No, you're good.
Continue.
Good point.
Continue.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, basically, we're still at the festival, Jack the Rapper weekend, as you want to say. And Meech is looking around. He's kind of eyeing the scene. And I forgot who it was, but it was one chick in their group, in their gang run, whatever you want to call it, is telling her like, "Yo, these people are Miami Kings. Like, it's some dangerous shit coming."
Monique's cousin, the
That's who
young
it
one
was.
from
Yeah,
season two.
yeah, that's who it was. And yeah, basically they peep the scene, and now Meech kind of just alerting them and get the hell, get Charles out of here. And then Meech and they start talking shit to each other face to face, and it's in that moment, walking Meech, it's going down. But everyone in there is in Miami. Not everybody's in there, but most people in Miami, they're from Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
There's a but
by the way, the dude with the studio, that is Duffy. That's his name.
Duffy's his name. Beautiful. Okay,
Duffy.
so it's Duffy.
Yeah, because Duffy, he said, "Wait, this big beluga looking motherfucker's name is Glock." Remember, he said that out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He was shocked, bro. They were like, "Damn, this big ass nigga is Glock." Like they were just like flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted as well because I was like, because he's big. He's a big dude.
Yeah, I know, but Glock is a big dude. I mean, we'll see where we go from here. But in terms of like his character and like who he is right now, he's got to genuinely wait. And because he walked away right after the fight too.
Yeah,
He's all,
they didn't really get into it because
he's got that final boss energy.
yeah, because the fight, there was another fight that broke out on the other side. So I feel like, yeah, like you said, final boss energy. They're gonna they're gonna definitely see each other again down the road, in our opinions.
No, the feud is. I mean, hey, we might get the Plug versus Glock
Yeah, that's true because
down the road.
everyone's beefing with each other.
Exactly. And Meech ain't alone. As a character, he ain't alone. He's got a squad.
That's true. His squad's coming together. Hopefully, he gains more allies by the end of the season, so he could take over the whole nation.
No, but Charles is funny through that. He wasn't even. He was just like, "What the fuck's going on?" Ah! And then the police just chase him out. Basically, Terry with not confrontation, but Terry and Markeisha, and then basically Terry and I don't know. It's still going on. You know what I mean?
He is. I mean, that's gonna go on for a while. I mean, that storyline's not gonna stop anytime soon. Terry is he's an interesting character with an interesting love life.
No, Lucille does not like her.
Yeah, Lucille thinks that Markeisha is a gold digger, is a old gold digger when Markeisha is already in the game technically before she even
She got
fucked
her
with Terry.
money, but
Facts. Facts. She got her bread.
nothing much really. I mean, there's a lot to say, but really not much is being said in the sense that like Meech just needs that house. You know what I mean? He needs that protection. He needs to do it. He needs to. He's trying to convince Charles to commit fraud. Essentially, like, hey, sign these papers. Please. And another
That's
spoiler.
literally what he did the whole episode, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He's been doing that, and he did it. He finally did it. So, that's good going forward. He did do that. Um,
Yeah,
and
Charles is a part of BMF. I think we could say he is the embodiment of BMF now. There's no going back for Charles, especially after what he did.
those Ricos come out, he's definitely on top of that list as an associate. But
Yeah.
Greeny basically gets his ass whooped. When he's in the car with Angel, he gets dragged out by Meech and gang, basically for you know, for setting him
Oh,
up.
because of what Glock said to Meech, how he says, "I own the pimp that cleans your money," which was hinting that Green is the one that set up Meech to get robbed.
Exactly.
Even
Yeah.
though
So
even though we still believe Stacks had something to do with that, but Green is was the main perpetrator, I believe. Correct?
Allegedly, we will find out going down the road. But he said he calls him a light bright bitch. Well, Greeny calls Meech a light bright bitch and says fuck y'all. You're done. Then basically the episode kind of nicely closes out, and nice not closes out, but like has a moment with Charles when he's back home with Lucille, and then basically they have a talk, but nothing's changed. And Charles is like, he had that vibe of like, I miss Atlanta. Wish I was back there. you
Yeah,
know.
and he also got back at the wrong time because Lucille also told him about how, Terry and Lawanda are going through that CPS shit. So she wasn't in a good mood when Charles showed back up, which was unfortunate, because I would have liked to see her in a better mood when Charles was in a good mood, because we can never get them both in a good mood at the same time, which is not fair for them.
That's happening soon. It's happening. The audience knows it's coming soon, but yeah, Charles pulls out the picture of him and Meech at the new house as framed up and nice. But then Charles kind of sees that $20,000 check out in Lucille's purse. He pulls it out too. He just saw a little paper, like, let me see what the rest of this is. He sees 20,000. Sat his ass down real quick.
Oh
Crazy.
my goodness. Nah, Charles is definitely gonna feel like shit, especially since once every time somebody helps Lucille out, I know you noticed it too, whenever somebody gives her money or gives her food, he feels like he doesn't have anything to offer, or he feels like that he doesn't, he feels like that he's just working for nothing because he can't provide for her like how these other men are providing for their families, or the way they're helping her out instead, especially Maurice. So I believe in the future Charles is he's gonna feel like shit.
No,
Even
he's just a good-hearted man.
Yeah, he's a good hardworking man, but he just also has that ego where it's like, man, if I don't bring home the money, if somebody else brings home the money, then I can't, I give up.
No, exactly. I say I can't do it. I give up.
Yeah,
But
he has that type of attitude.
basically, Meech just tried to get not Greenie, Angel to quit, but she refuses. Like, nah, it's my job. I'm gonna do it. But she sleeps over with Meech. Then to kind of close out the show nice and warm, Brian and Terry link up. Remember, they're on opposite ends. And when they
Oh
link,
yeah.
exactly, they link up, and Terry's trying to convince him to join his side now. Them being familiar with each other and all.
Especially that was reminds us of season one when Brian used to work with Meech. Man, those were good times. They did some magic together, with yeah, with JMO, etc., etc.
Just one of those things where they're familiar with each other, so they're gonna run shit together. I think they're definitely gonna be a force in the city going forward. And against Henrietta,
Oof,
Terry's gonna win
Henry,
if they have Brian.
yeah, Henrietta and her pops. What's his name? Blaze. Yeah, they are definitely they hopefully they're going to be a formidable duo, but something tells me that in house they're going to have their own issues as well, especially from what we've seen last episode when Henry tried to seek, the kingdom from her father, but her father's not doing that. So I feel like she's going to try to. She wants that power.
She wants the power that she's gonna try to get, and hopefully it doesn't cost her life. Power can make people crazy, desperate.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would love to see her continue bringing out the bag in this show because her character is bad female character that does not give a fuck. That's just slicing niggas, having swords, fucking bitches with dildos. She's doing it all.
She does what she wants.
Big facts.
I mean, yeah, going forward, I mean, do I have any major predictions? I can only say that with Brian, he's just going to get deeper in the hole with Detective Jin kind of on his trail. Charles is going to try to not be mad at the whole Marie situation because I think he'll find out in depth what's going on. 'Cause that check, it's going to play a pivotal role going forward. And with Meech, shit, now he's got to deal with Block. He's got to deal with Green. He's just making enemies left and right every episode, I think.
Yeah, nah. Atlanta is just becoming a hotbed for Meech in terms of trouble and and violence. It's just becoming Detroit all over again, I feel like.
No, when it comes to like Stacks, though, he's going to be the low key biggest villain of all time. Get ready. They're building him up.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Stacks definitely got a mean streak to him. He got a shady streak to him. I cannot wait to see what the future unfolds for Stacks and what his true intentions uh are and what his true intentions will be.
Now, Stacks, I mean, when I see down to it, my prediction for the finale, everyone can mark this. I think it's gonna definitely come down to Stacks Beach, but you could throw in the plug in there as well, and you could also throw in Glock. We're gonna have some casualties along the way.
Yeah. No, hopefully, hopefully they end some of these storylines. Hopefully Meech has less and less enemies. More allies. More allies. That's what we're rooting for. Tired of seeing Meech get into it.
Just want an episode of me just chill, right? Just relax. Not have to deal with bullshit.
Yeah. In a perfect world, he would be chilling in paradise. But it is what it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the discussion for the BMF podcast. Well, BMF podcast, the Spot podcast, of course. That was the BMF discussion, season 3, episode 3. You can catch the remaining few episodes on Stars, as well as previous episodes as well. Catch us in the description with the link tree, as well as at the Spot to Talk on TikTok, on Instagram as well. And don't forget to follow us up on Twitter with the Spot to Talk as well. And if you have any questions, let us know in the description or comments below. What do you got to say?
Shit, man. If y'all got any questions, just go into the description, go into the comments below, and then feel free to ask me or Yeezy on anything y'all guys want.
Talk
Because
that shit.
talk that shit. Y'all heard him. Talk that stuff, guys. Come on. We need more people, contributing to these comments. So we just want to talk about what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, more content periodically, definitely coming out. I'd say regularly. I think just the first weekend sells in our groove, but we'll get there for you folks. Don't worry, we'll get there for you. Catch us on regular episodes as well for the spot. Take care. Have a great night.
Peace.